Thank you all for watching the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. I've been doing research about food, right? I've been watching, subscribed to a lot of channels, been researching, doing, not that I don't know how to cook, but I wanted to, I'm very detail-oriented. Some people call that anal. But I've noticed something. Anytime first of all, they put women on the video as the cook or the chef or the whatever. And I notice it's a thing. In the background, there's 50 men. So what are all these 50 men doing? Working. Cooking. So you can tell that the woman in front of the camera is there literally for show. Maybe she's not even the chef. Okay, so there's that thing, right? Then the second point, which is the key point of the video, is that I noticed a lot of these women do stuff while they're working, and I watch a lot of videos, do a lot of research for stuff. I notice a lot of women in their course of working will ask a man to do this, that, and the other. A few years ago, I worked for Amazon at an Amazon warehouse, and this didn't happen to me. I was talking to some other men from other warehouses of other companies. And they said, yeah, I really hate it. We're under a time crunch. We have quotas that we have to meet. And they hire these women, and these women are always asking, can you hand this down can you do this for me? Can you push this for me? Can you lift this for me? So they're saying that they're doing this all day long. They don't meet their quotas to begin with, because literally, they might stand there for 5 minutes looking at the box. And then they ask a man who happens by to do it for them. So then the man does it. And so then he doesn't make his quota. She doesn't make her quota. And so then I ran a poll on my channel. I don't know if you've seen it. And I said, these are the options that I presented. Number one, they shouldn't have quotas. It's so unfair. Why should they have quotas? Well, of course, I was being facetious. Of course, they're under time constraints because the truck comes in and the truck is running and the truck is, using up gas. The truck is, you have to pay the trucker, right? And especially a lot of them are your employees. In these giant warehouses, so you have 20 trucks there and you pay them by the hour. You're not paying them for the loads or anything like that, right? So you're paying them by the hour. So they're sitting there in the bay and you're hoping that your employees on the inside are boxing and they're packaging all of the stuff quickly. So, of course, I was being facetious and saying they shouldn't have quota. They shouldn't have time constraints on them. Okay. Number two, fire the men. Fire the men who are helping these women and not meeting their quota. Again, I was being sarcastic, being facetious. More than likely the man can do his job. That's why you hired him, right? You already know the time constraints. You already know the trucks are sitting there, right? Number three, I said, what did I say? Fire the women. Stop pretending that you need women. And it's women. And this whole notion that this is not across the board, this is across the board. This is in fast food. This is in minimum wage jobs. This is in everything. Invariably, men will be called upon to help women do their job. That means you didn't hire an employee. That means you hired a parasite into your company. We need to stop this. And the behavior of women at work, I've seen this personally. So literally they will simply, when they get good and ready, stop and have a little girl meeting, a girl talk meeting in the hallway and be all like, oh girl, let me tell you what happened last night. Is it official break? No. They just stop working. A female CEO, a lady came up to a convention about we need to hire women in tech. And she said the women sit and do their nails. The women sit and do their makeup. The women leave home and leave work early to go home. The men sit around until 8 to 12 hours, 10, 12 hours. When it comes to crunch time, they're all about getting that job done on time. The women leave. The women don't work not a lick of overtime and literally sit around doing their nails, doing their makeup, talking on the phone. And she said, after a while, they fired themselves because they didn't do the work. So you don't do the work. Okay, right off, you're out. Right off, you're out. Right off, you're out. So finally, she got rid of all of the women, and she says she will never, ever hire another woman. Now, this was a Eastern European accent, so I believe she's not into this whole feminist women are great, women are powerful, women are awesome. Right? And I noticed it is a problem. It is such a problem that it's on Indeed. It's on Monster.com. It's on LinkedIn. The recruiters are talking about it. You can yell and scream, I'm woman, I'm powerful, all you want to, but the recruiters are talking about it. That the women are terrible employees and think that they think the entire world is the nightclub and that everybody is out to hit on them and so then they have this attitude of, well, I can do whatever I want to. I can everybody wants me, so I don't have to really work. Right? They're supposed to pay for me. That's how how the world's supposed to work. But the recruiters are talking about it on Monster.com. Women are sitting around not doing the work. The recruiters are talking about not sitting around doing the work. The recruiters are talking about the women on the job asking men to do stuff for them. That means that the woman is not capable of performing her duties, which means she's a terrible candidate as an employee. Recruiters are talking about this. These are the people who make the decisions. Did y'all hear about the girl who was cursing on Twitter saying, F all of y'all, I am now got an internship at NASA. And so then somebody tweeted, hey, language. And then she cursed him out. And his response was, I sit on the board that oversees NASA. Sure enough, Google his name, comes up. He does, in fact, sit on the board that oversees NASA. Moral of that story, she did not get that internship. She was removed from the program. You can say this. You can say that these are just no. This is stats. This is across the board. A German company did I'm sure I talked about this before. German company did a study. big company, obviously. They did 3 groups. All men, mixed group, men, women, all women. So, the all men group, of course, set the standard, right? So, nobody did better than them, so they set the standard. So, the all male group set the bar as this is what 100% looks like. The mixed group was 75% of the work that the all-male group did. The all-female group did 50% of the work of the all-male group. Their conclusion, of course, was that women detract from work. Women do not work efficiently. Women make terrible employees. It's just a fact. There was a story. First they I don't know if it was a fake story. Okay, so the fact was 22 nurses got pregnant at once and went on maternity leave. 22 nurses that worked in the ER. Can you imagine losing 22 people out of your ER within like 1 month of each other? So over the course of 2 months, 22 employees just up and leave. And quite a few of them had just started working. 22 nurses. Now, they had been looking at the thing about we're women, we get pregnant and we need you to hold our jobs. Well, the reality is that's not how business works. You are fighting to come to the hill. The hill doesn't come to you. Your whole asking that they hold a job for you in this time where people are kicking and screaming for a job is ridiculous. That literally smacks of you trying to monopolize the entire labor industry, right? Labor force. So then they're revamping all of that. And, of course, finally, Betsy Duvall, who's over the Department of Education, that everybody's been screaming about, that she's this and that, who does she think she is? She doesn't know anything. Okay. So she is finally coming out with her legacy. She is revamping Title IX. Now, how is she revamping Title IX? This is why you don't sit with your legs together, because men have stuff. Can't sit like that. Okay. There you go. Can't sit. Men can't sit with their legs together. I cut off my children. Okay. She says, anybody that has, and this was leaked information of what they were doing to change Title IX, anybody that accuses another person of something, Title IX says now, we'll be saying, you have to have evidence, you have to have cross-examination, any evidence must be available to both parties, and there cannot be a unilateral decision without consultation with both parties. You have to prove that. It was the case that an accusation was enough. A young man got accused, and they completely destroyed his reputation, of course, in Harvard, and they dismissed him from school, Harvard. Come to find out, there were text messages sent by her to her friend. I'm going to go over to Johnny, and he better do this and that and the other to me, or else. Isn't Johnny like asleep in his room, drunk? Doesn't matter. I'm going over there now. When Johnny tried to introduce this as evidence, the school wouldn't listen, wouldn't take it. It took lawyers and all the doctors and Indian chiefs all to, and she even admitted it. She even admitted it, and still. This is crazy. So this literally tells you there's already this whole notion that men are toxic, and so we're not going to teach men, and so men in college are anything outside of STEM. Men in college outside of STEM don't work. Don't graduate, get bad grades, blah, blah, blah. Now, I did a video about black children in school, and people were saying, oh, well, it's the fault of the black kid. I said, well, they did studies, and like pre-third grade, the black kids were actually outpacing the white kids. So what happened? What happened? Had the same parent, same household, same child. Pre-third grade, black kids are killing it. And I assume it's because black kids kind of don't have a childhood. They're kind of pushed into maturity very early. So you have a tiny person in a black child that is aware of stuff that children should not be aware of, including social structure and all that sort of stuff. So the black kid is far more aware at the very beginning. Why? Because he has to. He or she has to. Now, you cannot say that this same child that was killing it in third grade, all of a sudden in sixth grade, can't read, write, or anything like that. Huh? Can't write in cursive, doesn't know math. That means he hasn't been taught. That means he hasn't been taught. That's what that means. I used to live in a neighborhood, and all the kids, I don't know why they love me. I don't even like it. Anyway, I would go shopping, and they would all come around my door and say, oh, you went shopping. Yeah, you got cookies. We know you got cookies and candy. And yes, I had cookies and candy. Not for the children. It's me. I'm broke. And I say, okay, well, what's 2 + 2? What's 4? You know, that's what I would do. I'm gonna give you candy, but you're gonna learn some stuff, or you're gonna repeat whatever it is. I'm gonna teach you something. And again, the kids did very well. They answered all my questions. I worked at a fireworks thing one summer. Horrible. In Vegas in the summer in a wooden shack, which doesn't seem very intelligent, with a whole bunch of fireworks, and the kids would say, hey, can I have a firework? And I said, I will buy you a firework if you answer my questions correctly. And so I did math question, boom, 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 and I would buy the kids fireworks for them. I'm trying to work and make money myself. I didn't really need the money, so. Or I was of the attitude that I didn't need the money. It's probably a bad attitude. It's probably why I'm in the position I am in now. I'm getting short of breath. I don't know why. I'll probably need to drink some water. Okay, and so we were talking about women, right? This Title IX says you're going to have all of the information. You have to have evidence. You can't just go around accusing people. And the school can't do stuff in secret and just up and say, all right, you're dismissed. A lot of these boys get accused and have no idea who accused them. They just walk in and say, pack up, you're leaving, you're gone, you're out of here. No, cross-examination, nothing. You can't. You can't even face your accuser. That's unconstitutional. And it applies to schools because schools, we're talking about public schools, schools are funded by the government and therefore they are a branch of the government. You want the Department of Education? You want state-funded schools? Then it's the state. You have to adhere to the Constitution of the United States, which means you have a right to face your accuser and jury trial if you push it. You can't be unilaterally making decisions about people. There we go. Thank you. Sorry to make this too long. It was about coconut oil, right? Something? No? What was it about? Thank you. Leave a like on the thing. Bye. I'm going to go drink water.